Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bad Big Games. I'm your host, Joseph, and with another week comes another controversy surrounding microtransactions, this time affecting gameplay, and this time handling my favorite franchise, which is Star Wars. So, with that, these microtransactions are going to affect progression. They're not cosmetic, they're not consumable. This is no shader controversy. This is no haircut preview controversy. These are no orcs. These are no Forza, Drivatars. No. EA thought it was a great idea that instead of progressing like you would in a normal multiplayer game or like in the previous Battlefront game where every 5 or 10 levels you get a new unique weapon or ability or skin or color to your trooper, instead Battlefront 2 takes multiplayer progression and throws it out the window with loot crates, loot boxes that you're able to either earn in-game or purchase with real money, which means if you're level 3, you can get an ability, the strongest ability in the game right then and there, and you have a upper hand on all your friends, all your enemies on the battlefield. If someone wants to spend $50 on abilities on loot crates, they're going to have the upper hand in battle, because how Battlefront works is simply like this. There are 3 abilities you're able to choose in the game, right? For each one of your classes. Each of those affects your character in a various different ways. For example, I have a card called Resourceful, and that helps all my cooldowns get reduced by 10%. That is the lowest card, but I got it out of a free loot crate. And if I had the most powerful version of that card, it would lower it by 28%, almost a third of my cooldowns being reduced. That means I could throw more grenades, I can scan more walls, I'm able to take out my special weapon more often. It's giving me an ability nobody else has in the battlefield because of either A, sheer luck, or B, because I paid for it. There's a perk right now that gives your starfighter more damage reduction by like 30 or 40%, something crazy. And that just gives you the ability of every single engagement you have in the air, you have the advantage because your cabin takes more hits for it to blow up. So how is this fair? How is EA getting away with this? If you wanted a better Darth Maul, it seems like all you really have to do is roll the dice. Who thought that this was a good idea? Because it isn't. And though there is no season pass, and that's a lot what defenders are saying, well, at least everything's free. Why? Who cares if everything's free, if everyone's just going to pay their way to the top? What's worth playing this game for in the first place? And that's the thing. These loot crates, these loot boxes, they're not going to stop. It's not where are we going to draw the line. It's more like when are we as gamers going to draw the line? We see game after game taking things that were already supposed to be in the game in the start being taken away and sold to us via rolling the dice, via, hey, let RNGesus guide your way and hopefully you get that thing you're wanting so much. That shouldn't be how it is. I'm sorry, just because Overwatch doesn't mean your game could do it too. It would be okay, and I would have no problem if this loot box was just, hey, you were locking colors or different, weapon skins or character skins behind a paywall. I would be okay with that. But for the fact that it's actual abilities that you could use on other players to give you the upper hand, how can someone even defend that? I don't even know. That's the thing that has me so shooken up about this, is that we are seeing it with game after game now. It's like every single week, right? First it was Shadow of War, then it was Destiny 2, then it was NBA 2K18, then it was Shadow of War again, then it was Forza. Now it's this game. Now we see Colonel Sanders enter the WWE in their latest game. Assassin's Creed, which will also have a season pass, microtransactions as well. Call of Duty, microtransactions and a season pass. Where are we as gamers going to draw the line? Because the option of don't like it, don't buy it isn't working, because more things are being locked behind a paywall. And now things that are affecting actual gameplay, guess what? They're being locked behind a paywall. That's giving someone the advantage that they shouldn't have. My fun is being gated off for a price tag. And that isn't right. There's no right way around it. EA has lost any type of credibility with me when it comes to making a Star Wars game, because they have proven thus far that they could shill out mobile games of Star Wars, and they make lukewarm multiplayer games, because they have proven to me both times disappointments. Whether it was the first game that literally it seemed like things were taken out of the game to be held hostage for in a season pass, and where this game now feels like I'm being gated off from progression because I'm not willing to spend money. It's stupid. And you see it with all these games. You go, how do they think they could get away with it? It's Star Wars. It's Star Wars, the most popular IP in movie franchise history. It's Star Wars. It's going to print money. You could put Star Wars on anything and it's going to sell. That's why EA thinks they could get away with it. That's why 2K thinks they could get away with it by implementing it in their basketball game. It's why EA can get away with it with Madden and FIFA. It's why WB thinks they could do it with Shadow of War, and why Activision does it with Call of Duty, why you're going to see it in this new Assassin's Creed, why you're going to see it in most games that are going to come out now is because, A, all these microtransactions cost a fraction to make. They're practically pure profit. And B, because they have these franchises built after for years with a loyal fan base that will do anything for them. That's why. So yeah, I'm not going to purchase this game day one, but I don't think I'm going to purchase this game ever, because of the simple fact of where are we going to draw the line? When are we going to draw the line? When are we going to tell publishers enough is enough of these microtransactions? That just because Overwatch does it doesn't mean your game is made to do that. Just because there is no season passes anymore isn't a good thing. You know, now, before, the future content was being locked away behind a safe. Now it's content that was already in this game from day one being locked out and saying, hey, if you want it, pay up, because time is money, friend. We're a company. We're about the big bucks. So to me, that isn't right. Locking away things that aren't customizable, they aren't consumable, they aren't something that's just cosmetic, but locking away actual gameplay progression is gross. And sadly, I don't see an end in sight anymore. This don't buy mentality doesn't work anymore. Because again, these things are pure profit. When you're seeing Activision Blizzard make $3.6 billion, when you're seeing GTA 5 make $500 million off these microtransactions, when do you think companies are not going to, support this idea? Of course they are. Of course you're going to support this idea. With that said, I'll leave it at this. I saw online of one of the forums I go to, a mother texting her son and talking about or her husband talking about their son and going, Johnny just spent like $300 on FIFA points. I don't know what this is, but I can't believe our son just did that. And this conversation was, I can't believe our son went behind my back, found our cards, and used that money to go ahead and buy such stupid shit that we can't get a refund on. That this kid, the mother trusts, just like how a mother would trust her sons, like I trust my mom trusts me. He betrayed her trust because he liked the sensation he got when he was rolling the dice. So much so that he was willing to take a risk, and that big of a risk, because he's a kid and he doesn't know any better, because his brain isn't developed, because he's getting these pleasure signals in his head every time he's rewarded with RNG that he wants to do it again. Because at the end of the day, what microtransactions are becoming is just pure gambling light. And for kids to go out there and showing them the first taste of what gambling could be like, that's just not right. That's sickening to me. And for people to go and blame the mother and blame the father for their ignorance, you have to have some type of trust in your household. You don't understand, coming from a person who knows addicts or knows people with gambling addictions or just any type of addiction, how unpredictable those people can be. And when you're showing kids this pathway into addiction, that's just not something I'm comfortable with anymore. So with that said, to end this, I just want to say, everybody, if you liked what you saw, please hit like, share, subscribe. It helps me out, shows me that you care. With all that said and all that out of the way, everybody, have a nice one.